No connection. New tonight, police claim there is no connection between the leave of the Criminal Investigations Department chief and the case of missing Taylor Casey. Plus, health alert. The Medical Association says it remains unconcerned amid rising cases in COVID-19 surge. Plus, a deep love for country. Cable Bahamas CEO Franklin Butler among distinguished recipients of the 2024 National Honors. We'll tell you what else he attributes to his national salute. And then in our news at 7:30, the father of Michael Fox Jr. is speaking out. He claims his son was harassed by local police and he accepted his son would die. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. The Royal Bahamas Police Force firing back at claims that a senior police officer was placed on paid leave over the investigation into missing American Taylor Casey. It came hours after Casey's family held a press conference in Chicago where they slammed the police, with the family promising not to be silenced. Our Joshua Williams takes a look at how the drama has unfolded over the last 2 weeks.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force is squashing American media reports that allege Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson is on paid leave in relation to the missing American Taylor Casey case. The denial coming in a press statement last night.
In that statement, police described the information shared online sites and social media as, quote, erroneous and unequivocally unrelated, end quote. As for why Johnson is currently on garden leave, last Friday, Police Commissioner Clayton Fernander said Johnson had volunteered to go on leave pending an investigation into allegations made following the release of voice notes that have been shared to social media. While both incidents are unrelated, in a press conference held in Chicago yesterday, Casey's family claimed the opposite.
So we want to find out too. We think that that's really important information. I mean, this person was over the Criminal Investigation Department.
Casey was last seen at the Sivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat on Paradise Island 3 weeks ago. The family has been vocal since losing contact with their loved one, appearing on several American networks. They recently traveled to the Bahamas to meet with detectives, and as Casey's mom told reporters yesterday, they're not happy.
Went to the Bahamas. I'm in the Royal Bahamas Police Force Department with the Crime Investigation Department, and on their missing wall, it's a huge wall of missing people, and Taylor wasn't even on the wall.
Seymour was referring to this press conference held at CID headquarters back on June 26, where police gave an update on the investigation.
I can say to you that the investigation, we used our drone technology, we used our canine, we've used our divers, we've used a number of resources.
Meanwhile, Casey's family insists they won't rest until Taylor is found. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks so much for that update, Josh. A judge has denied bail to Rodman Knowles, who faces charges including possession of a prohibited weapon, possession of ammunition, and death threats. Prosecutors allege Knowles was found with an AR-15 assault rifle containing 27 rounds of .223 ammunition and threatened 2 police officers and a Marine. Knowles was apprehended after officers responded to reports of gunfire on Grant Street, where they observed a Nissan Cube leaving the scene. Justice Janine Weish-Gomez refused Knowles' bail application, citing concerns about public safety. Knowles was previously on bail for a 2018 murder and attempted murder case when he allegedly committed these offenses. A 37-year-old corrections officer finding himself on the wrong side of the law. Ronaldo Gadet pleaded guilty to causing harm during his arraignment before acting magistrate Anishka Pennerman. The charge arose from an incident outside Ultra Games in Kennedy Subdivision on May 9th, where Gadet punched and choked Delano Miller during a scuffle. In court, Gadet apologized to his victim and paid $2,500 towards Miller's medical expenses. The judge granted Gadet a conditional discharge, requiring him to avoid legal trouble for 1 year. If Gadet commits an offense during this period, he faces 6 months in jail. Additionally, he must complete anger management classes. Amid a resurgence of COVID-19 cases, healthcare providers once again finding themselves at the forefront of a rising wave of infections. According to a June 28th advisory from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, reported PCR positive cases rose from 12 in April to 42 in May and further to 46 in June. Despite this increase, President of the Medical Association of the Bahamas, Dr. Charitable, remains optimistic. Here's why.
We don't see this changing the practice of medicine nor overwhelming the health system as it did initially when there was a pandemic. Are we overly concerned? I would say no. Persons that are being hospitalized are those that have underlying health conditions and comorbidities, and the elderly. Pretty much those who are treated as an outpatient, it's seen as like a common cold or the flu.
Well, much more to get to tonight, including the national honor for our very own CEO, Franklin Butler, and Team Bahamas prepares to hit the pools in St. Lucia. And speaking of pools, it's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, I'm sure this will be a good weekend to hit the water. What do you say?
Should have been near a pool earlier.
Should have been.
But the beach is still there.
Perfect beach.
Temperatures are going to be rather warm, well, hot. Of course, we have that heat in the sea into the triple digits, so we're asking you, if you're doing anything on the outdoors, make sure you dress appropriately and take frequent breaks, and primarily you stay hydrated, drink lots of liquids. 85 degrees, partly cloudy skies. It is humid on the outside. South winds at 9 miles per hour, and your wind, feels like temperature actually factoring the relative humidity, a very warm 91 degrees on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's rather cool across Freeport. You have some clouds up there, 83 degrees. Marshall, Barbacoa, Great Harbour Key, Governors Harbour here in the capital, all 85. 84 Alistown, Bimini, Nicholas, Andros, the Big Yard, you guys are 86. Into the Central Bahamas, 85s in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Kemps Bay, and Deadman's Key. Pair of 86s in Georgetown, that's in the Exumas, Coburn Towns in Salvador, and the Southeast Bahamas, lots more sun, even though the sun hasn't set yet. Warm temperatures, 86, Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Abrams Bay, and in Matthewtown in Agua. Are very good neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, who are 87 at this hour. Satellite radar composite, lots of clouds still associated with that disturbance to the north of the Bahamas, the Nash Hurricane Center, given that very little chance for formation of anything. It's going to be moving inland over the next 24 to maybe 36 hours. And we should be not really talking about this, but we will still have some residual moisture across the northwest and central Bahamas. So there's the chance for some spotty showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. But Saharan dust is going to be moving in, and that's going to continue to keep our temperatures rather toasty for the weekend. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us to look at your weekend forecast still to come.
Still to come on our news, why Hands for Hunger says no amount is too little. We'll tell you how you can help the local non-profit feeding network keep its pantry fully stocked. That's coming up when our news returns. No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
the Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra.
What are you? Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you
A local nonprofit dedicated to feeding the hungry urgently needs your help to keep their pantry fully stocked. Over the past 15 years, Hands for Hunger has provided over 2 million meals to Bahamians through its food rescue program. Now, with hurricane season in full swing, Executive Director Keisha Ellis emphasizes the critical need for donations now more than ever.
Hurricane season is always a difficult time for us because while we know that it's important for us to be able to save food, non-perishable items, so that if we are expecting a storm, we can supply our clients with, needed items for them to keep during the storm. But at the same time, we have over 5,000 families registered on our pantry list. So that means that we have to balance between being able to save supplies so that we can distribute in the event of a hurricane, but also wanting to help people as they come in and provide immediate assistance.
The organization goes beyond food distribution. They also assist those in need by helping them find jobs and hosting community outreach programs. Ella says these efforts have been instrumental in combating food insecurity and improving the overall well-being of countless families. She adds no amount of help is too little for those in need.
It's set up like a grocery store. So when clients come in, they are able to choose the items that they want from the shelves. So we don't believe that just because you're food insecure at the moment, that you should be required to just kind of take what you're given, right? We understand that in some cases that has to be what happens, but when you come to the pantry, you're able to actually choose what you want. So if your household doesn't eat a particular item for whatever reason, then you're free to choose another item. And so we have the food on the shelves, the canned goods, and we also have our freezers, so that means that we're able to distribute perishable items as well.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as U.S. President Joe Biden hits the campaign trail as Democratic fears deepen. Plus, we'll tell you the overcrowding in UK prisons leading to plans for the early release of prisoners. And Team Bahamas gets ready to hit the pool in St. Lucia. Our Sasha Lightborn takes a dive into swim practice when our news returns.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra.
What are you? Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. U.S. President Joe Biden faces intense scrutiny over his age and cognitive abilities as he seeks to defeat Donald Trump in November's election. Top House Democrat Hakeem Jeffries met with Biden this week, sharing his caucus's insights and perspectives. Concerns arose after Biden's stumbling debate performance last month, prompting some Democrats to call for him to step aside. In a defiant hour-long news conference on Thursday, Biden dismissed concerns despite occasional errors, including mistakenly referring to Vice President Kamala Harris as Vice President Trump. Britain's new Labour government says it plans to expand early prisoner releases from September to address a jail overcrowding crisis. Speaking at a central England prison on Friday, Justice Minister Shabana Mahmood warned this could lead to a total breakdown of law and order. She says prisons in England and Wales have space for only 700 more male inmates and could be full within weeks. Mahmood blamed Conservative predecessors.
Our prisons are on the point of collapse. There is no other way of putting it. What is worse, the previous government knew that this would happen. The male prison estate is now running at over 99% capacity. With officers unable to act, criminals could do whatever they want without consequence. We could see looters running amok, smashing in windows, robbing shops, and setting neighbourhoods alight. In short, if we fail to act now, we face the collapse of the criminal justice system.
A team of imaging experts, scientists, and historians expected to sail to the Titanic on Friday to create the most detailed photographic record of the wreck. The BBC gained exclusive access to the expedition in Providence, Rhode Island. This marks the first commercial mission since last year's Ocean Gate tragedy, where 5 men died. A memorial service at sea will honor them and the 1,500 who perished in 1912. The expedition, led by RMS Titanic Inc., aims to capture millions of high-resolution photos and create a 3D model of the debris. Samsung introduced the Galaxy Ring at its Galaxy Unpack event on Wednesday, targeting fitness and health tech enthusiasts. The Galaxy Ring, praised for its discreet design, offers 24/7 health, wellness, and sleep tracking. Smart rings, which track health metrics with tiny sensors, have been niche, but Samsung hopes to change that by entering the market. Analyst Ben Wood estimates the global market for smart rings will reach 4 million by 2025. However, experts caution users about the privacy of collected data. This year's Goodwill Games are slated for August, but Team Bahamas is already in the pool, practicing as the defending champs. Our Sasha Lightborn went to one of their practices this past weekend. Here's that report.
Last year, for the very first time, Team Bahamas won the Goodwill Games, which was held in Jamaica. Team Bahamas won with 1,418.5 points and 129 medals, 55 of which were gold. This year's team is coached by Dwayne Davis Jr.
It's going really good, a lot of kids are on summer breaks. A lot of people have pre-planned trips, so the fast is not as full as we want it to be. And, we also have some kids in Freeport who's also training as well. So practice going good. The team are building a rapport, and we're becoming together, and, I'm looking forward to the Goodwill Games.
And coming off of nationals at the end of June, I asked the head coach why the swimmers didn't get a break.
We know nationals is going to be probably the best shape the kids are going to be in all year. So it's really important to build off of that. So we wanted to get back in the pool right after nationals to let them maintain the momentum that they took into nationals. So we got to build them back up to where they were before nationals and then break them right back down so when they go to the meet, they swim really, really fast.
And he says being mentally ready for competition is crucial.
Swimming is I think it's more mental than physical. So I mean, the kids really want to do good. Swimming is all they know. They swim, but they probably spend more time with their coaches than they spend with their parents. So I mean, they want to be here. Be excited that they're here. I'm like their second. I like them. They can talk to me about 8 in the summer. You know, it's hard being a kid and have to train all summer while your friends are partying, but that all comes down to discipline. You know, these kids are very disciplined. Swimming is a very disciplined sport, and they show that every week in and week out.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightborn.
Still to come on Our News, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was July 12th. Plus, a national honor. Cable Bahamas Group proudly congratulates CEO Franklin Butler on his Order of Distinction Companion Award. Butler shares the humbling moment he got the news. Then in Our News at 7:30, the heart-wrenching interview with Michael Fox Sr. reveals the anguish of accepting his son's potential death amid allegations of police harassment. The grieving father speaks when Our News returns.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here.
Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town.
So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
On this day in Bahamian history, in 1962, Ruby Ann Cooper Darling became the first woman to register to vote in the Bahamas. In 1961, Parliament passed legislation to enable women to vote, and in the general election of the following year, women voted for the first time. When she was 21, Cooper became the first woman to register for the general election and was also the first Black woman to work in the reservations office at the Balmoral Hotel. She is an ordained minister, counselor, former senator, former member of parliament, and a Sunday school teacher. Then in 1992, there was a Los Angeles Times article about female pirates in the Bahamas. It spoke in length on the history of female pirates in the 1700s and gave accounts on how they operated. Fast forward to 2009, two boys, ages 5 and 9, were found after going missing for more than a month in the Andros wilderness. The pair had gone crabbing and had not been seen for 5 weeks when a resident spotted them and phoned the local authorities. The boys said they fell into a large cave-like hole and survived by eating fruits and drinking water from a puddle. And finally, in 2016, the United States Embassy issued a warning about crime in New Providence after the Bahamas released a travel advisory warning Bahamians to exercise caution when traveling to the United States due to an increase in fatal shootings. The U.S. advisory warned Americans traveling to the Bahamas of an increase in armed robbery reports.
In a lengthy notice, U.S. officials cautioned American citizens residing in or visiting New Providence to, among other things, use the buddy system when using ATMs, keep car doors locked and windows rolled up when driving, and keep valuables out of sight. The U.S. Embassy suggested it released the statement in response to reports of a significant increase in armed robberies.
Governor General Dame Cynthia Pratt announcing the 2024 conferral of awards under the National Honors Act to citizens of the Bahamas. While many notable Bahamians past and present are being recognized for their invaluable contributions to nation building, the Cable Bahamas group of companies is particularly pleased to congratulate company CEO Franklin Butler. Butler has been awarded Order of Distinction Companion. He says initially he felt unworthy of such an honor, as the work he does simply stems from love of country and community.
If I look at the impact of, what I would call my ancestry, but to be, for people to feel that, you are in some ways, making a contribution that's worthy on a national level, because that's really what I think about. I think about Samailo being knighted and the work that he did and how much, the wonderful impact that he continues to have. You start asking yourself, listen, I'm so far from this, but, at the end of the day, I'm just grateful for, to be recognized that the work that I'm doing in many ways is having an impact that the country found it appropriate to recognize me. So, just extremely grateful. And I look forward to continuing to make a contribution to our country that we all as Bahamians can be proud of. And so, I am humbled and grateful for, just this opportunity to be recognized.
As the country celebrates 51 years of independence, we must acknowledge all the good that has happened over the years. However, he recognizes there is still more to be done holistically. His charge to Bahamians is to continue to be each other's keepers and work together for the common good.
Whatever that frustration is in our country, whether that's with politics, whether that's with the structure of our families, we hear so many stories of people, the family has disintegrated or whatever it is. That's the opportunity for all of us to think about whatever it is that is our frustration with our country. How do we step up, step out? How do we develop partnerships, work together? Because none of us can change our country on our own. But we all can do it if we commit to work together.
Once again, we extend congratulations. To watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, be sure to visit ournews.bs. That does it for our news at 7. Joining us now is our Talia Hall with the latest headlines. Talia.
Thanks so much, Megan. Well, a grieving father shares his anguish, plus social services now involved in that viral sex video investigation. Here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, my son was harassed by police. Those candid comments coming from the father of Michael Fox Jr. Our Brittany McDermott speaks with the grieving father straight ahead. Also, the Grand Bahama Social Services Department assisting police with their investigation into a viral sex video involving a young girl, plus keeping the environment clean and pristine. We'll tell you all about the efforts by the Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority coming up. And later, the Atlantis Resort celebrating the country's 51st anniversary of independence in grand style this week. Our Danielle Miller has all the highlights when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
You've seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one?
Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and latest tech features. Find out why the Bahamas is going electric. Visit easy242.com and book your test drive now. What are you waiting for? Save money, drive smarter. There's an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales.
Well, what you doing here?
I dig in the well to connect to the house of building for me and Mavis.
Why you just don't call water and sewage?
Call them for what?
To get your city water. You don't have to worry about your water cutting off when the power cut off. And your water's clean and safe, free from coliform bacteria.
Cauliflower what?
Call us at 302-5500 to make the switch from well water to city water for a more fresh, reliable water supply for you and your family.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in
Welcome to our news. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Amidst mounting controversy surrounding damning voice notes implicating the Royal Bahamas Police Force, another grieving parent, Michael Fox Sr., passionately appeals to fellow Bahamians to unite. He alleges his son endured police harassment. Tonight, he shares his story with our Brittany McDermott.
His son's death and subsequent release of several voice recordings that sparked internal transfers and an investigation into the Criminal Investigations Department and its chief didn't take him by surprise. Michael Fox Sr. says he saw it all in a dream.
I even saw Mikey's death. And I'd already cried over the fact that I had already accepted that he would die. But knowing that what he had told me didn't make me feel good, so I tried to detour it.
However, his attempts were unsuccessful. In early May, Michael Fox Jr. was killed in an early morning shooting incident. His father says there's no doubt one of the voices on the recordings that took the country by storm is his son. But like Sandra Smith, the mother of Dino Smith, he was also forewarned about the recordings.
Well, he called me and said, "Daddy, I got something I want you to hold down for me." So I said, "What is it?" He said, "I got something. I'm going to send it to you." And he sent it to me, and he told me, call me back after I listened to them, and I said, whoa.
The integrity of the Royal Bahamas Police Force has been thrust into the limelight since Sylvanus Mateo released the damning recordings. He was shot on a Facebook Live late Monday night, just hours after the police commissioner's press conference to address the issue. Fox told the Tribune newspaper the recordings were made last year after police issued flyers for his son and Dino Smith. The flyers were concerning the theft of $1.4 million from an unattended security vehicle on November 2nd. Fox and Smith were not charged, but were killed in January and May.
For over the period of 3 years, my son spent every week locked up. Every week they would come for him, arrest him, take him on some incident, and I'll always tell him, Michael, go with them.
Fox claims he too was taken into custody by police. He says he's never had confidence in the police force to properly investigate crimes and protect Bahamians. He believes this latest ordeal should be a clarion call for Bahamians to stand together. Reporting for Our News, I'm Brittany McDermott.
All right, thanks for that, Brittany. Well, a senior social worker is shedding more light on the investigation into a disturbing viral video depicting a young girl engaged in sexual activities with a man in Grand Bahama. On Thursday, Assistant Commissioner of Police Shanton Knowles, overseeing the Northern Command of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, confirmed officers identified and interviewed the young girl in the presence of her parents and the Social Services Department. Subsequently, 2 men ages 41 and 43 were arrested. During Thursday's briefing, Charlie Simmons provided further insights.
area that I work in, children's services, we are mandated to assist the police and also to report matters to ensure whatever is in the best interest of that child. We are assisting the police and with the child, providing counseling and making the necessary referrals.
And now turning to environmental concerns, as Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority is intensifying its efforts to maintain cleanliness of local beaches and parks. This as many residents question just who's accountable for clearing up trash and garbage left after major holidays or simple family outings in the summer months. Speaking on the sidelines of a Progressive Liberal Party constituency branch meeting Wednesday, Executive Chairman Mikhail Bonnaby highlighted collaborative efforts with associations and increased resources dedicated to preserving the cleanliness of these family-friendly areas.
There's an uptick of persons using the beaches during holidays, and so what we've done is we've increased manpower on the beaches during the festive season. Independence being one of the biggest draws to the beach that we have. We also have high tourist numbers, and so there are certain beaches that are covered by associations. One in particular is Charitable Beach, but we're responsible for all of the other beaches. I think they've been doing an extraordinary job considering the number of persons that are using the beach.
The executive chairman also emphasizing the importance of individual responsibility.
It's a collective deal by us, the authority, and also by the members of the public for us to make sure that we take care of our environment. It's important to do so, and it's not just for the use of today, but also for future generations.
Still to come on our news, bossing it up, but looking fun. Of charitable organizations in the capital. We'll tell you all about it straight ahead. And later, the Atlantis Resort celebrating the country's 51st anniversary of independence in grand style. Our Daniel Miller has a story when our news returns. Stay with us.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I read you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Looking for a unique summer camp for your kids this summer? Well, the Boss Club, in conjunction with the National Training Agency over in Grand Bahama, may just be the camp you're looking for. The Boss Club aims to mentor and educate young students on starting a business and achieving entrepreneurial success. Since its launch in 2022, the program has positively impacted over 100 young people. Open to 7th and 12th graders, this year's camp focuses on financial literacy, digital safety, and business communication skills. Founder Shamia Williams leads the initiative.
What normally happens every year is the parents, even they get excited because we always invite the parents to be a part of the program, to sit back and watch. And so from we started, parents would ask, when are you going to have the adult version? That's why this year we partnered with Laverne Gardner so that after Boss Club is finished, we could create a continuing program to help parents to be able to do this on their own. The goal is that families would be empowered economically through a program like Boss Club.
The camp will end on July 27. Tukwel Major, mother of Boss Club participant, 15-year-old Taquan Liborn, proudly shares that her son has become an author thanks to the club.
Not every dream that your child comes to you with is something that you may agree or disagree. But ever since I supported him in his dreams, so much has happened since Taquan wrote this book, which, like I said, has created during the Boss Club. But so many opportunities and has taken place where he's now taking his career. I'm calling it a career because that's what he's running after. And he's been very active now in not only the writing and public speaking, but also in acting, where his ultimate dream is to become an actor. But he's also now able to see how diverse it is and how many other opportunities comes with it.
All right, good news. Well, the Bahamas Foundation continuing its impactful support of local initiatives, donating over $200,000 to several charitable organizations recently. Recipients include the Bahamas Association for the Physically Disabled, the Salvation Army, the Bahamas Down Syndrome Association, Hands for Hunger, and the Bahamas National Trust. Officials tells us the funds were raised at the foundation's second annual golf tournament held on May 18th. Bahamas Senior Vice President Robert Sands expressed pride in achieving the record-breaking fundraising amount made possible by generous sponsors.
We raised the year before approximately $180,000. And so today we are pleased to continue in making awards to deserving organizations who we know can use these funds in the pursuit of their work here within the Bahamas.
And the recipients say the donation will go a long way.
We know that the donations that we get will go a long way in ensuring that we are able to meet some of their daily needs.
You would never understand what this means to us, because our goal is to get a building where you can come to us.
You know, you really need a little bit of motivation, and we have certainly gotten that today. And it really is very meaningful to know that, you know, we are supported.
Any donation that is given to us furthers the work that we continue to do on a daily basis.
When our news comes back from the break, the Atlantis Resort celebrating the country's 51st anniversary of independence in grand style. Our Danielle Miller has the story coming up.
Coming up in sports, Jonquil Jones dominant once again in another win for the New York Liberty, and the Freeport City Council gives back to local hoopers.
Are you?
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. John is going to be back eventually. Give him some time. Let's do show. Brianna Stewart is the reigning MVP. Sabrina Ionescu has the signature kicks, but when Jonquel Jones plays like she did Thursday night, the New York Liberty looked like the top team in the WNBA. Jones posted her 8th double-double of the season, 18 points, 13 rebounds, and tied her season high with 4 blocked shots in New York's 91-76 win over the Chicago Sky last night. She shot 58% from the field and made her only 3-point attempt. Recently, Jones has been a beast on the boards, reaching double figures in rebounds in the last 4 games, but was uncharacteristically quiet on the offensive end, with just 14 points in the 2 previous games combined.
Be physical at the beginning of the game and not allow them to kind of bring it to you, and then you're on your back foot, because then it's a little bit too late. So we just came in with that toughness, understanding that, that's their MO, is to be a really physical team, try to muck the game up a little bit and make it messy, and we understood that coming in.
On the season, the 7-year vet is averaging 15.7 points and 9.2 rebounds per game. The Liberty lead the WNBA standings at 19-4 headed into Saturday's matchup with the Sky. The City of Freeport Council is hosting another edition of its basketball camp, led by junior national team and Sunland coach Jay Philippe. Philippe and his group of coaches are hosting over 70 campers every day at the St. George's Gymnasium.
These kids look forward to a summer camp every single summer. I've had so many phone calls throughout the past few weeks about this year's camp, but it's been an awesome experience, and I have to thank the Freeport City Council for giving me the opportunity once again, also the Grandmama Port Authority as well for giving me the opportunity. But it's been exciting from day one, teaching these kids how to play basketball the right way. They're excited, and more importantly, again, the game of basketball has been growing so much over the years, especially now in the Bahamas with our recent success with our senior men's national basketball team that was 1 game away from qualifying for the Olympics.
The camp features local coaches from Grand Bahama and visiting coach from Knoxville, Tennessee.
To get better, right, we have to teach them what can you do at the next level. And so I've had experience coaching in college in the U.S., and so I'm trying to give that experience back to them so that if they want to go do the same thing, that they can accomplish that dream. I think they have great role models, especially with the men's national team doing what they just did this past few months, and so hopefully they have those same type of dreams that they can go play at the next level.
It's Friday. We had that holiday in the middle of the week, but you made it through to the end. Let's finish strong with top plays. At 5, Andrew Vaughn goes deep, or so he thought. Jazz Chisholm scales the wall and gets the out. At number 4, JJ did it all for the Liberty Thursday night. One of her 4 block shots. Nobody wants to go back to Spain, but we have to. Eric Gordon on the drive, VJ with the follow. This entire OQT has been the VJ Edgecombe highlight reel. At number 2, Babe Ruth Caribbean Invitational, Dave Neely in short with the web gem. Coming in at number 1, if Jazz is on his way out of Miami, this is the way to leave. Back-to-back homers against the Astros, number 11 and 12 on the season. That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. I feel like John is still lost somewhere in Spain. Hopefully he'll be back by Monday.
Still ahead on our news tonight, the Atlantis Resort celebrating the country's 51st anniversary of independence in grand style this week. Our Daniel Miller has all the highlights straight ahead, plus overcast weather conditions in the capital on this Friday. Greg is back with your extended weather when our news returns. Stay with us.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I right here on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Welcome back to our news. Thanks for sticking with us. Let's get you started with what's happening locally across our area. We still have the disturbance just to the north of the Bahamas that's generating quite a bit of our shower and thunderstorm activity across the area. That's also interacting with an upper level low that's just east of the islands, and that's going to continue to provide some shower and thunderstorm activity for us. National Hurricane Center not really giving this much of a chance for formation. It's going to move inland. The disturbance is actually near the South Carolina border, but most of the activity will stay across us with that elongated low surface trough across the area, and we expect some more showers through the rest of the weekend. Into the rest of the tropics, quiet. We got a couple of tropical waves moving across here. One coming off the African coast, another one in the central Atlantic. One just moving across the Leeward Islands, not showing much in terms of any organization, and the rest of the Caribbean is rather quiet. Future forecast, that moisture associated with that disturbance in the northwest will wane as we move into the weekend. Saharan dust will be moving into our area. That's going to provide us with some very hot temperatures. So if you plan on doing anything on the outdoors for the weekend, make sure you protect yourself during that time frame. Boating forecast, pretty nice for the northwest Bahamas. Your winds will be out of the southeast to south 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. Low tide is at 7:25 tonight. Your high tide takes place at 1:23 in the morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place for you guys down there. Winds will be east to southeast, 15 to 20 knots. They will be gusting at times, seas running 4 to 7 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll keep some showers in the forecast with that elongated system just in the northwest, but that will definitely move inland and weaken. High temperatures will stay near the 90-degree mark. Heat indices will be in triple digits. So once again, if you plan to be outdoors, drink lots of water and protect yourself. That's a look at our weather. Let's make it a safe weekend, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, as the Bahamas celebrates 51 years of independence, we reflect on a journey filled with triumphs and challenges. Many remarkable Bahamians have played pivotal roles in propelling our nation forward. Jasper Ward is one of them. She's a Bahamian journalist now working in the United States and is featured in Our TV's upcoming Independence special, Emerging Bahamians, airing July 23rd, hosted by Sasha Liborn. Here's a snippet from our conversation.
Quintessentially Bahamian, she epitomizes excellence in journalism. Jasper Ward, who not long ago stood alongside local journalists, has ascended to the role of a reporter at Reuters in Washington, D.C. The significant achievement underscores her impressive journalistic skills. Though she is adjusting to the demands of American journalism, she confides that she deeply misses the camaraderie she shared with her colleagues back at home.
I don't do too much on-the-ground reporting, but the few times I've done it, everyone's been really nice here. They've, done a lot with guiding me and helping me, learn the way of American journalism. So I'd say the rapport is really the same. But, there's only one group of Bahamians, and there's no one like us. So I really do miss the rapport with Bahamians, for sure.
Renowned for her fearless questioning, she took a moment to reflect on 51 years of Bahamian independence and passionately shared why everyone should experience the magic of the Bahamas at least once.
I tell people you have to go to the Bahamas because Bahamians are unlike anyone you'll ever meet. We're the nicest people. We're caring. I've lived in the UK and I've lived in the US now. And walking on the street, you can really feel like a loneliness because of all the people around. But in the Bahamas, whether you know people or not, you'll never really feel that. People are very quick to stop and talk to you. And there's this family-like feeling when you're in the Bahamas. And so I tell everyone to go. And when going, especially visit those islands because, the experience you'll have on an Andros or an Abaco or Long Island, you won't necessarily have in Nassau. It's just a serene beauty to it.
She candidly discusses the contrast between working in the United States and at home, offering invaluable advice for aspiring journalists just starting out as young cubs. Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
All right, thanks so much for that, Sasha. Well, as the country celebrates its 51st independence, to mark the major event, the Atlantis Resort hosted their annual festivities, and as our Danielle Miller tells us, it went down in grand style.
It feels so great to be Bahamian. 51 years of independence, and we celebrated the day with Atlantis, Bahamas. Let's recap.
The Royal Deck came alive once again, this time rocking with Bahamian pride as guests, locals, and employees came out to enjoy the festivities.
We're going to have the VIPs with Fan Sean. They're going to be doing 2 sets here tonight. We're also going to have a fire show and a limbo dancer. And then, of course, obviously, we're going to have our fireworks at 9 p.m., followed by a Junkanoo rush out. Then the DJ is going to come on to shut the party down until 10:30.
Unfortunately, the outside celebrations came to a halt as sudden inclement weather affected the island. In true Bahamian style, nothing will stop the show. The team quickly pivoted inside with a Junkanoo experience that shook the Royal Tower. The drums' vibrating pulse against the towers was the sweetest thing I've heard in a while. The rhythm of Bahamian music will continue all weekend at Bar Soul.
Here at Bar Soul, we are doing a Bahamian Independence Jamboree, what we're calling. So we're bringing the biggest and best bands all throughout Nassau and Paradise Island to perform here right at Bar Soul.
Finally, their famous firework display will take place tonight at 9 p.m. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, looks like a great event. Thanks so much for that, Danny. And thank you for joining us for Our News tonight on behalf of the entire team. I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.